Edgar Allan Poe was found dying on a Baltimore street. He was wearing another man's clothes. 4 days later, he was dead. No autopsy, no death certificate, no coherent words, and visited by a mysterious stranger in black every year for decades. And just one name, whispered over and over.
Reynolds.
Nobody knew who Reynolds was. They still don't. Edgar was born in Boston in 1809. His father vanished before he was 2. His mother died of tuberculosis when he was 3. He was taken in by a Richmond merchant who never adopted him and never trusted him. He got himself kicked out of West Point on purpose. He sold his first poems before he was 30. Then he did something the world has never quite forgiven him for. He married his cousin. She was 13 years old. The marriage license listed her age as 21. Her name was Virginia Clem, and she would be dead of tuberculosis at 24. Her death broke him. But before that, Poe wrote The Murders in the Rue Morgue and invented detective fiction. Sherlock Holmes wouldn't appear for another 46 years. He wrote a treatise called Eureka and described the Big Bang Theory 80 years before any scientist did. And by the autumn of 1849, he was engaged to 2 different women.
I've done it now.
Then he disappeared for 6 days. On October 3rd, a man named Joseph Walker was passing Ryan's Tavern in Baltimore. The tavern was a polling place. It was election day. Walker found Poe inside, delirious, soaked, wearing a thin alpaca coat that wasn't his, a torn straw hat, boots 3 sizes too big. Walker scribbled a note to Poe's friend, Dr. Snodgrass. The note still exists. It reads, "There is a gentleman, rather the worse for wear, at Ryan's 4th Ward polls, who goes under the cognomen of Edgar A. Poe, and who appears in great distress." Poe never spoke a coherent word again, except near the end.
Lord, help my poor soul.
4 days. Then he was gone. The doctor's notes were lost. The death certificate doesn't exist. The Baltimore Clipper called it congestion of the brain, which means nothing. The leading modern theory is rabies. Others suggest cooping, election thugs kidnapping voters and forcing them to vote in different clothes. Poe fits every part of that theory. None of it has ever been proven. Then, in 1949, on the centennial of his death, a stranger appeared at his grave, always at 3 in the morning, always on Poe's birthday, dressed in black with a silver-tipped cane, always leaving the same offering, 3 roses and a half bottle of cognac. The visits continued every January for 60 years. In 2010, the stranger did not appear. He has not returned since. He has never been identified. Edgar Allan Poe died in another man's clothes. A stranger in black mourned him for 60 years, then vanished. And one name still hangs in the air, with no one to claim it. Reynolds.